Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Great to have you here. The potential presidency of Donald Trump, whether a continuation or a return to power, would likely have significant implications for domestic and international policies, economic strategies, and societal dynamics. Here's a detailed summary. 1. Domestic policies. Trump's domestic agenda would likely prioritize conservative and populist policies. Immigration. Trump has historically advocated for stricter immigration controls, including completing the border wall with Mexico and implementing tougher policies on asylum seekers. This approach could reignite debates on immigration ethics and human rights. Healthcare. His administration might push for reforms to limit the Affordable Care Act or replace it with alternatives emphasizing free market solutions. Energy and environment. Trump's focus would likely remain on deregulating the energy sector, emphasizing oil, natural gas, and coal while minimizing renewable energy investments. Environmental protections could be rolled back further, consistent with his first term. Social policies. On issues like abortion, gun control, and LGBTQ+ rights, Trump would likely align with the conservative base, aiming to cement policies favoring traditional values. Judicial appointments. Trump could further reshape the federal judiciary by appointing more conservative judges, impacting U.S. law interpretation for decades. 2. Economic impacts. Trump's economic policy would likely revolve around tax cuts, deregulation, and an America First trade strategy. Tax and deregulation. Expect further tax cuts for businesses and high-income earners, along with continued efforts to reduce regulatory burdens on industries like finance, energy, and manufacturing. Trade. His focus on renegotiating trade agreements might return, emphasizing tariffs and protectionist measures. This could benefit domestic industries, but also risk escalating trade tensions with countries like China. Inflation and debt. His policies might increase the national debt, particularly if tax revenues fall short of government spending. Inflation management could be a contentious issue, with debates on whether his policies exacerbate economic disparities. 3. Foreign policy. Trump's America First doctrine would likely dominate his approach to international relations. China. His presidency might see intensified economic and political confrontation with China, including tariffs, sanctions, and efforts to decouple supply chains. Russia and Ukraine. Trump's stance on Russia could lead to a shift in U.S. support for Ukraine, potentially weakening NATO's unified approach. Middle East. Trump might revive his Abraham Accords strategy, pushing for peace agreements between Israel and Arab nations, while maintaining a hardline stance on Iran. Alliances. Skepticism toward traditional alliances like NATO could resurface, potentially straining U.S.-European relations. Global institutions. Trump's distrust of multilateral organizations such as the UN or WHO could lead to reduced U.S. participation or funding. 4. Societal and political dynamics. Polarization. Trump's leadership style and rhetoric could deepen divisions in U.S. society, intensifying political polarization and cultural conflicts. Media and free speech. His battles with mainstream media could continue, further shaping public perceptions of journalism and truth. He may also push policies to limit perceived bias on social media platforms. Civil rights and protests. Trump's policies on issues like race and policing might lead to renewed civil rights activism and protests. 5. Global perception. A Trump presidency could redefine the U.S.'s global image. Reputation. Critics argue that Trump's unilateralism undermines the U.S.'s role as a global leader, while supporters claim his approach prioritizes national interests. Power dynamics. His presidency might embolden other populist leaders worldwide, shifting global governance norms. 6. Impact on the 2024 election and beyond. If elected, Trump would shape Republican politics for years. His presidency might catalyze further shifts toward nationalism and populism, influencing future U.S. elections and governance. Conclusion. A Donald Trump presidency would be marked by bold policy shifts, contentious societal debates, and significant global repercussions. Whether these changes are viewed as progress or regression depends on individual perspectives. But there's no doubt his leadership would profoundly shape the U.S. and its place in the world. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.